Yeah. Hello. It's been a long time since I've been live. It's been several weeks, I think. Um, yeah. It's much more difficult to solo stream regularly than it is with two people. Um, and also school. School was being real mean. A lot of homework all of a sudden. So I decided today I'm finally going to stream again. I'm going to be live again. And I'm going to play Planet Crafter. I feel like the game is pretty quiet. Also, I don't know if it's being very frame rated. Oh, understandable. No, I think it's alright. Yeah, it's an interesting. So with the ads on Twitch, I don't really know how they work still because I'm not good at finding things out. But yeah, from it really seems like people get pre-roll ads whenever I don't play at least like 1 in 30 minutes of ads, something like that. So I have actually turned like normal ads back on so that not, people don't always keep getting pre-roll ads right away because that's more annoying than anything. But I don't like that is how it go. Anyway, so here is the game again. I have to get I have to get way back into it. As well as apparently there's been an update, so there's new stuff. I don't know yet what it's called. Something like the Moons update or New Moons. I don't know, something like that. And I don't actually know what it is, but moons, the Moons update, yeah. So it's gonna be interesting maybe to find out what that is. And then I don't know. I forget what I was doing last time, but it's probably gonna be quote unquote fine. Alright, but to unlock. Ooh, we're getting kind of close to the launch platform. Launch platform was fun. But I bought drill, cool, and precious stuff. Do we have? No, I think that's kind of it. Isn't it? Bro. Alright. Did I stop making storage yet for specific things? I did. Well, I don't have a lot of specific things yet. Oh boy. So I think I'm just gonna get some more iron for more storage spaces while I try to understand the life, the live metaphysics or something. Philosophy. Oh boy. I've completely forgotten how to keep talking without sounding insane. Which is, I mean, I forgot that before ever starting to stream, so it's not like anyone's going to be surprised by that. But I'm probably going to sound insane a lot of the time, just in case you weren't prepared for that. Alright, where is iron? Nah, it's silicon. Was disguised under the guise of iron. Oh wow, that was my whole inventory already. Is today gonna be a productive day then? No, because I'm never productive. Oh my. That's truer than I wish it were. Let's say it that way. I don't know, I feel like the game's audio might be not very loud, but that might also be just in my head. Which is according to some sort of a cranberry, like in your head is where the zombies fight. So that sounds epic. Right, more storage. What do we not have yet? Cobalt magnesium. Cobalt, magnesium, iron, silicon, and no, I have cobalt, magnesium, iron, silicon. No, I have silicon. Tinity. Who's Tinity? Is he the one from alumnums? Timothy's the one from. I was gonna say How to Train Your Brother. What I meant to say was I'm on observation. Oh boy, I'm on observation duty. It really sounds like I have not used my mouth at all in those weeks. I've just not spoken all the time. I've been sitting in place silently, hoping that one day I'll break free from the limbo that I was in. Oh, fire! Huge balls of fire. Boom. Let's see what's in there. This is not a good idea, is it? I have food. It's gonna be all right. Right. There's. Ooh, don't fall on me, please. All right. Are these? So now there's different stuff that can be in these meteorites. This seems like just resources. Because there's also super alloy ones, which just give you super alloy, which is immense. Yeah, that is some of the best stuff in the game when you look outside and you're like, oh wow, it's raining meteors, and you go and check and it's like, oh wow, this is like, wow. You know, either it's one super alloy or it's gonna be it's gonna be 6 different variety of metal. It's like a what's the name? Not a menagerie. What's the word? I don't know, like a cheese blank. Cheese blank for different metals. I suppose a cheese blank for metals it's not good for your teeth. Or for your digestive tract for that matter. But then again, I don't know that for sure. I might have eaten metal before, like nibbled it or something. Sometimes you get hungry. At least I do. Right. Do I have any heaters? I probably do, but I don't see them. Yeah, 2.4 pico. Boy. 2.4 pico kelvins per second. It's not a lot, but you know. Well, I mean, it's definitely not a lot. That's that might be like 4 heaters or 5 for a 5. No, wait. 1.8. Yeah, it would be like 5 of them. I'm gonna check if I can find those. Also, actually, I need water. No, I have water. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have water. I always feel like this atmospheric water collector should be like it is one of the things you get really early, because when I first played this game, I played it for a while and then I stopped around pretty quickly after I got that. So that was kind of like a thing that in my brain was cemented into the base. Like that was there for a long time, and then I started playing again. And I was like, yes, of course it's there. And then I started another world, and I was like, what? Why is it taking so long to get there? And I think it's pretty much just. I think that's just it. Yeah, that's it. That's one of those interesting types of things. Oh boy, I've got like a whole colony over here. Over here. Over here. Okay. So where else are the heaters? Because there weren't any of those. I think I have some like base things over like at the aluminium place. Do I have any heaters here? Oh, I have 4 heaters lined up in a row, rowed up in a line. They're rowing. They're not rowing. They're heaters. They don't have arms. Oh wait, that's my heat gauge. I was like, wow, my eating gauge is still very, very full. No, that was my oxygen gauge, which, you know, kept doing stuff. Okay, it says now that my ad is about to start. Wait. Alright, I don't know, but that I have a long way to go in understanding mostly anything of how to do things well. And it's definitely Ocean had a lot of that stuff figured out, so I'm gonna have to learn how to do that, or like maybe just instinctively kind of understood it. I don't know. She knew much more than I did about that stuff anyway. So she was, yeah. I'm gonna learn to stand on my own 3 feet. Also, like last stream, after last stream, I mean, last stream was like a stream with 7 other people, and there's like, I remember like when, because that was Peacock Park, and then we started, like, we were in the lobby, and somebody was like, I'm gonna start stream, and instantly they were like talking to people, because there were people in the chat, and I was like, wow. They actually have chat interaction. Very epic. And then I got like, I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of sad, because I'm like, I do not have the ability to make people engage with me. And then I also realized I don't really have, I don't know, it sounds weird, I don't have like an identity as like the stuff that I do. Does that make sense? You know, I'm not like a Huaki or like anything like that, and I may need to actually start to profilate, as it were, to actually start doing things. Oh boy, my OBS is lagging a lot, and I'm not sure why. But I think everything else is going. No, that's fine. But oh boy, but my little thing isn't. There's some interesting stuff going on my OBS. Apparently, it's having some difficulty with stuff. Oh right, I have. As per usual, I have 17 billion internet tabs open, which, you know, that is bound to impact performance a bit. That is what my head also feels like. I think it's actually better right now, just by switching to a different like thing. Alright, we... technical achievements. Why do people always talk about the technical difficulties but never about the technical achievements? Alright. Anyway, so I really wonder what I don't know. I wonder if I'm gonna somehow find out to be more interesting to watch, which is really like I guess a look behind the screens. What's the word? This is the word. They have the word for this. Behind the scenes. But like what behind the scenes? Like just. I feel like there is also a noun form of it, like a look behind the scenes, but not like not a look behind the scenes, just like but something like that. You know, someone like you, but not quite you. Anyway, I'm discussing a lot of things. You don't even want to know how many conversations threads are currently active in my brain. There's a lot. There's at least I don't know if I can count them. That would only be one more thread that I would then also need to count. It gets very chaotic from time to time. I hear people these days love it when things are chaotic. So that's why I planted a bomb underneath you. Oh, that was the wrong type of. Can you imagine though? That would out of everything that you could say about it, you could not deny that it would be rather surprising. I would not expect that to be what someone would have done, especially not me. Because I wouldn't know where to get those. So I would be rather surprised if I had in fact done that. You know? Alright. I say a lot. I really do. I need to stop saying and instead leave comfortable spaces between my words. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. That ain't good. I'm gonna have to sneeze. Huh. Maybe not. I looked at my lamp because I know that looking at bright stuff helps you sneeze. Then I remember that it's not exactly bright. It's I have a very darkly lit room, which is partially actually because I don't have a lampshade. I have not had a lampshade for years. So I have like an adjustable lamp, which I have set to be rather dim, which is not a personal slight. Oh, sorry. Sneeze, snore. Yeah, I have. I'm not in possession of a lampshade. I guess a lampshade would just be a mare. That is one of the worst Phasmo themed jokes that even I have ever made. Oh no, it's in a different rotation. Don't wait. Can I? Oh, yeah. There we go. Alright. Alright, look at that. Now we got more energy. Oh, no, we don't have enough for that one. There, but I need I need a lumen, I need a luminous. Their aluminum. I was like, why don't I have any aluminum in my titanium shaft? That question kind of answered itself when I thought about it. Anyway, ooh, oh boy, that's going fast all of a sudden. Look at all that speed. Look at that. Oh yeah! Launch platform. OBS is being a bit glitchy again. I'm gonna have to look into that because that might be a problem. That might be a problem. Is an excellent way to make your brain think that serious problems are not problems. That way you can spend 20 more minutes being, being unconcerned before all hell still breaks loose, and you are going to regret your decisions. I don't need more. Well, I do need. Well, actually, I still have one super alloy. That was one of the shortest back and forths with myself that I've ever had in my whole life. Alright. Tenonium and cobalt. Tenonium and cobalt. Alright, look at all of that. What do I still need? I need everything. Other than iron. Not you, iron. I don't need you. Not that I don't like you. Just, there's so much of you. It's not a slight against you as a person. I don't mean to say that you talk too much. I may mean to suggest it, but I would never admit that I. Why is it dark all of a sudden? Is there boss music about to play? I think there might be boss music about to play because this. Why am I not going inside if I'm scared of that it's dark all of a sudden? See, that's the problem. If you have a lot of things going on in your brain but you can understand them perfectly, then that doesn't have to be a problem. I understand very few of the things actually going on in my brain, which does sometimes be a problem. It do become a bit of complicator in some cases. In some suitcases. Alright. Is that chest always been there? Is the chest regeneration? There might actually be. Snapia! I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's interesting. Have they added new plants in the new update? I bet I did no plants. I'm gonna get some more aluminium if I can get that. Because I am going to need a lot through the total course of this video game. Alright, they call me the shrapnel voice. Because I'd be like, oh, that was my inventory already. No, right, I read you. I don't need the oxygen. I feel like oxygen capsules are really one of those types of things that you are never going to get in a situation where you need them until the moment that you remove them from your inventory. And similarly, I'm finding all of the aluminium at the moment that I have my inventory full and I can't take them with me. Yellow. That's not. Is that the thing? No, I mean, Alunlion. No, I have any Alunlion, of the metal, of the light bicycle metal. Now it's light again. I don't know what just happened. Was there a sun, like a solar eclipse, a sunny eclipse? And if I would have stared at that, I would have exploded. I think that's how it goes in real life. I think that's what the adults say. Can't wait to become an adult one day. You know, I've wondered before, because apparently, I don't know, there's a lot of things being said online and everything about cats and dogs. There are a variety of sources, both telling you that cats are smarter than dogs and the dogs are smarter than cats, which, you know, that feels like at most one of the two can have their correct. But also there's a lot of sources saying, what was I thinking about again? I should probably look at the goldfish ones to see how long my memory is. Actually, goldfish have like a month of memory, so that's unfair. But I was gonna say something about it. Cats and dogs. Rayman Legends. Is there a game called Rayman Legends? Probably not. I don't know, because I have the one... I've played the one game of Rayman, which is like a... That might have been like Game Boy Color or something. It wasn't a very... It wasn't like... They're like, wow, everybody loves this version of Rayman because it's the version of Rayman, and there is no other version of Rayman in the world that's as good as this one. But I liked it. I was gonna say something about cats and dogs or something, but now I am too far away from it. I think I just need to count that as a loss. Which, I'm not great at that, but I'm gonna try to forget it over a few minutes. If I scream out loud, then, you know, that's probably because I'm trying to forget that. What am I missing? I'm missing magnesium. And I'm also missing alonian. That's actually going to sound alonium. Because, I mean, it is kind of alone over there. Because there's no aluminium here. There's iron, there's magnesium, there's cobalt, there's everything. But not aluminium. Aluminium is just over there. Again, I guess aluminium isn't necessarily alone, because there's also other stuff there. But it is missing out on a lot of things. Then again, you never know. Maybe the aluminium actually, you know, consciously did that, because it was like, on the one hand, I'll be missing a lot of things, but on the other hand, I'll get my rest. You know, I respect that. At least if that is the case. Else I'm going to be very mad at the other materials. But I have no way of figuring out what happened, so I'm not going to do anything really. This is not going to turn out to mean anything really. Where is Alanonion? Alanonion! I found an Alanonion. Okay. Combnalt. Knonbnalt. None of those are Alanonion. Very mean. Could more of you be... See? It's good to have oxygen flasks. I might not have survived that if I had not had that, which would have been no good. Alright. I actually tried to play this game with settings where you have all of your like all of your health stuff, like your health and your water and your oxygen runs out like twice as quickly, I think. And then progress at like, I think it's like 5 or 10% of what you would otherwise get at just much lower speeds. That is tough, because what you don't realize at first is you need to take a while to actually get to stuff that can produce food for you. Until that, you have to get different you have to loot different ships to actually get food, and at a certain point you're gonna have looted those ships, so you're gonna have to go further away every time, and it starts to become a bit of a problem pretty quickly. So that was not a thing that I was ready for. Maybe one of these days I'll try it out, but I don't, you know. Alright, let's see what is best for me to have from all the best, ain't it, bro? Alright. Time to go build myself a something or other. Alright. You know, one of the things that I would like to do with stream is do more music stuff. Even if it's just, like, in a moment like this, just reach over to the keyboard and play something. I don't know if that might become really cursed really quickly if it... Ooh. OBS is being... ooh. It's glitching a bit again. Anyway, that might get really difficult to listen to, because it's... I'm recording my own voice with a microphone, but I'm not recording the keyboard as you should record a keyboard music-wise, right? It's just, it's right there. It's OBS is really not. I may need to check my task manager for a second, see where all my system resources are going. Oh, is it the one thing again where there was like a really random? No. Oh wow. Yeah, Planet Crafter is a big one. Planet Crafter is taking a lot of my graphics up. It's stealing all the graphics of my computer. I think that might actually. Ooh, boy. And then something like OBS. I'm gonna turn that down a bit more. Honestly, my desktop is getting a bit older than it used to be, which is I don't know. It never feels like it should be getting old yet, but somehow, you know, it does sometimes be like that. Sometimes you need to. Well, you don't need to replace it, but sometimes stuff just gets older much faster than it feels like it should. I'm not gonna get into any sort of accusations on what companies do and all that. I'm not the right person to ask that. I have too much faith in humanity to be... Well, I mean, more like I don't have the concentration span, honestly, to... Wait, I collected those things for a reason. See, I do not have the concentration span to actually dig into what things are. I barely have the concentration span to look at what is right directly in front of me. Alright, I'm gonna put some lerma seeds in there. Alright. Lerma seeds really feels like a what's the name? Not a gacha. Gacha, the little things that I have to do to pretend that I'm not a computer. What are the like a whatever. One of them things. One of the things that are a thing. What was I doing again? What do I wait. There. Alright, I need okay, I need iron and I need Tinity. Tinity. Alright, cool. Yeah, I would really like to do some stuff with music on stream, but it's difficult because I have a keyboard right here, and I could grab like a guitar or a bass guitar or a bunch of different stuff, but well, I mean, I do actually also have an audio interface right on top of my computer that I could probably switch on right now, and there's a 70% chance that it would work perfectly and my whole computer wouldn't explode. But 70% chance for that feels relatively low. So I might look at if I can get that working properly another time. And those... Oh, no. I thought for a second there was... the plants were getting a bit bigger than I had expected that they would be, but they're not doing that yet. They're biding their time, as it were. We're gonna get rain soon. Actually, we might... Oh, that might have been where the sky was getting darker. It might have been raining. Raining. Alright, I am going to build a thing that will launch rockets. In fact, multiple of them. I'm going to... I don't know what was... Oh, dagnabbit. I have unabled my own power again. I'm never gonna stop doing that accidentally. Do I have the pin? No, that was... Ooh, that was a thing that I could... but can I actually craft anymore? Oh, I can. Oh, I can craft. I'm gonna need osmosmin on... I'm gonna need heavy. The heavy from Team Fortress. That's not how. The heavy from... I don't know. For some reason I am exceptionally bad at like voice pretend. What's the word? Imitations. Mimicking. You do. Oh, I need more alone. I need more alone for that as well. I'm displeased with the current situation. I am expressing my displease. This is such a bother. Such a spot of bother. A large spot of bother. There is a significant amount of bother that is in my spot right now. I do not appreciate. What was I saying again? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna need more. Actually, I still... Do I have that much Olnium? I might have that much Olnium left. I need to drink something. In it, bruv. Alright, there we go. Hello there, my house. I feel like I've started up 5 different subjects that I have since not said anything about and never finished saying what I was saying. But I can't prove it. I don't know if actually one... I don't know if one advanced solar panel is gonna be enough to give me enough power. That's not in the right orientation. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's a solar panel. That's a solar panel. But not enough of them. I need more solar panels. Stand up, pede. That is Latin, I think, for standing foot. Actually, that... Wait, is that the... That might actually be the vocative case. Pedus? I have not... I shouldn't try to break my brain with... Oh! Wow. Wow. That is much more than I thought would be in that chest. Nice. Also does mean that I'm gonna have to, organize all of that, but that's less of a problem than that it is a solution. Oh, I actually have enough for the whole thing. How much am I gonna need? I'm gonna need. Oh, that's like 30. I'm gonna need another one after this. Look at my solar power. Look at all that. Don't do that to me, you little bit. Similar's gonna come after that, but I thought it was mean to dogs. Where is the chest again? Where was this little culprit of a chest? It's not a culprit, it's actually a very good chest. Oh, good chesty. Look at little chesty. Who's good chesty? Yeah, you're a good chest. I'm going to destroy you now. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna need to see. Yeah, that didn't give me any of the important things that I need for this thing. Oh wait, I'm still gonna need to organize all of those things into this locker. I forgot the name of a standard object in my life. Ooh. Actually, they're not that standard for me. I don't use lockers all that often. I don't know why. I mean, I guess because I don't do like systematic sports. I cycle a lot, but you don't have lockers for cycling usually, unless you have like a. I don't know. I don't use lockers much anyway, and I don't think it's a super specific reason that. I don't think it's anything that needs to be helped anyway. And besides that, I'm not sure that it's. I'm sure that a detective novel is very interesting, but if it's only about the fact that I do not use lockers very commonly, I just don't think that would do as well as Sherlock. I feel like that is another chest with a lot of stuff in it. Have they refreshed all the chests in like existing worlds in the update? Oh boy, that I might have missed the thing telling me. Wait, it's oh boy, still don't think I understand how ads actually work. 'Cause it's still saying stuff about pre-roll ads. I don't get it. I'm not that clever. I need someone with brains next to me. Who knows things. Someone who's gonna fix all of this, who has spent their whole life working with computers, someone who has a voice of an angel. I don't actually have a guest, but if I had a guest, that would be the way that I would introduce them. If they have the voice of an angel, and they are actually, like good with computers and stuff. I'm just trying to world build. I'm trying to tell you my backstory, my lore here. Alright. So what was I doing again? Do I have enough power now? Alright, I have 5 kilowatts. That is not a lot. That is, I'm not going to say a miserable amount, but that's only because that feels like a mean thing to say to an amount of energy. I don't know how touchy amounts of energy are, but I can actually turn one of these into one of these, which is going to cause a temporary power outage, which is not a good thing, but then I'm going to have a power intage. I hope that's what it's called, else I'm going to look really stupid. I always sound really stupid. I don't know why I doubt that anymore. Oh boy, I've got a lot of the red stuff. Oh wait, now I have a special craft thing. I can condense them. I mean, compact them. Together them. They are now friends. Do not worry about them. They are friends. They are friendly with they, so that they will not be their enemies. Thank the you. chest over there. Great, whatever. Close enough, mate. I'm gonna put one of those over there. I don't know which one of the two I should do, 'cause I don't decide very well. I'm going to remain in my indecision while I ignore my problem. I feel like that's a good idea. Just got a live notification from one of my friends, and it was a whole paragraph. Very interesting. Was not expecting to get that today. By the way, I've not been looking at OBS properly at all in the last while. For some reason, my laptop has stopped actually looking at the stream thing. But my OBS, I'm not seeing it stutter right now, but I don't know if that means that it's constantly going very well. It may be doing very unwell, or it may be doing very... Wait for it. Where is it? Unwell. Oh, no, wait. I mean... Orwell. Like George Orwell. I forgot to make the other thing that would make Orwell otherwise relevant to this, because it's not really a joke now. It's more of a one thing was said and not otherwise substantiated. That was... Anyway, Orwell. I was thinking, what's his full name again? And I think it's George Orwell. Yeah, that sounds right. But my brain was like, it's George Orwell. It's George R.R. Martin. Huh? Oh boy. I feel like it's very warm today. I feel like listening to my own whatever I'm saying. I feel like it's pretty hot today. I feel like it's pretty hot out there. Or it's just hot in my head, which is also possible. And wow, I've unlocked an angel. Very pog. Do I have the good thing? Yeah. Okay, so I'm still gonna need the right stuff for the... Yeah, I'm gonna need a Mosnium for my microchip, which means I need a bit more heat than I have. Yeah, I'm gonna need about like 13 times as much, something like that. Yeah, I'm not almost there yet. Actually, is that... That's like 20 something. I don't know, my brain is being very funky today. Not in the good way. Alright. Oh, yawn. There's a lot of things happening all at once. Which, welcome to my life, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna need more solar panels. I'm gonna need more solar panels. If I was cooler, I could always turn my stuttering into cool music stuff. Unfortunately, I am not cooler. I have discovered in a very, very substantially wide amount of situations that I am pretty much the farthest from cooler that you can possibly perceivably be. Alright, I should have a bit of buffer with energy now. Still not huge, but that's alright. I could do with some uranium, uranium neura. Ooh, with some uranium rods right about now, but no, I don't know if it's a good idea. You know what I really want? The vehicles. I want a vehicle station because they were added in like 2 updates back, and I played with them a bit, and then I forgot about the game for a while, and then now I'm back, and I'm like, I really want the vehicle station because the vehicle station is the vehicles are just one of my favorite things. I love vehicles, and I love making really complex things that automatically process stuff. I like that Planet Crafter has some it has like 2 different things that it can do. It has like drones and autocrafters, and actually that might be a bit of a spoiler for some people. It has things that you can use to work together to make other things, which is pretty epic. Just in case you weren't sure how epic it was. Do I already have one of these platforms, I wonder? I feel like a part of my brain is trying to tell me that I already have one of these platforms somewhere. If I really do, that would be... No, I don't. I see. It might seem ridiculous that I would go and look if I have lost a rocket platform, but feast your brain on this. It's even much more ridiculous, but it's actually a good thing for me to do that because it wouldn't be the first time that I've lost something absolutely massive right in front of my eyes. That just sounds like the type of thing that that's kind of a summary of my life. Just forgetting and losing, and there's a lot to unpack there. Alright, I'm gonna need some silicon convention. The silliest of conventions. The silliest of the conventions are those which we do not need anymore, but we still hold on to for no apparent reason. That's not necessarily true, actually. But it's probably less intelligent than it sounds, but I don't know how intelligent it sounds. It's not very intelligent anyway, because that's really what an extremely pragmatic person would say, but those are the same types of people that do not experience joy. Wait, no, I had the silicon. I had the... Do I need more silicon? Maybe I do need multiple silicon for it. Alright. I guess that's alright then. But yeah, you don't want to be pragmatic to the point where you're not happy anymore. I don't know why I suddenly came to that point, but that sentence seems like a genius statement, or an obvious statement to any pragmatic person out there. To anyone else, it might seem genius for a second, but then when you actually think about it, I hope that you come to the conclusion that it is not actually so very genius, but instead it's more like a wolf in sheep's clothing. What sort of clothing do sheep wear? Oh, that's Besteros. Best. It's been too long since I played this game, I'm not gonna lie. They're all kind of pretty. Oh, that's not... When I look at the inventory thing, that looks like a fern to me. But those are the flowers, and they're just flat on the ground. That makes more sense. Well, it makes sense anyway. It's a pretty flower. I like this flower because it's pretty. I drank. For some reason recently I've really been practically turning a lot of weak verbs into strong verbs. So like in the past tense. Just like instead of saying walked, was it it says something like wook, I have Wilk. I have Wilk across the town. That sort of thing. And it's funny to me. I do like doing it, but I feel like it's exceptionally confusing to anyone who does not realize what I'm doing. And even if you do realize what I'm doing, it might be difficult to find out what verb I am trying to refer to, even if you know that I'm trying to refer to a verb. Because someone who knows that someone else is speaking in Italian does not instantly understand what they're saying yet. But you are pretty epic if you do. I'm not skilled enough yet at, like, at least like the academic Italian thing to go and say like a whole smart thing in Italian. I can say something like vedo un cano, but that, you know, that's as much as my brain is willing to produce at this moment. I could say much more than that, but I need the thinking time. I need the time to think. Alright, what atmospheric water collector, I'm coming for your booty. By which I mean, well, I mean, I suppose that would be like the pirate-esque booty, as in the treasures, not the behind of someone. Yawn. I've never thought about what technically it would be. I'm gonna suppose it is the treasures that one is in such a case referring to, and not the part of a body which may sometimes be referred to as a booty. Oh. Action's going pretty quick right now. Love to see it. Oh boy. It all turned red and I was like, oh wow, you know, the night screen thing is kicking in. My computer's shielding my eyes from the blue light. Because, fun fact, blue light is actually relatively damaging to your eyes. Which doesn't mean that you need to, like, actually avoid blue light. Just, you know, with screens, sometimes it's best to not look at screens for too long at once. And also it's I believe it's mainly like blue. I think it's mainly blue light that that inhibits melatonin production, so that makes you less eepy. Which that would also like make sense evolutionarily speaking, which, you know, makes it feel. I think that gives me the confidence to say that I do believe to remember that it is in such a way, as it were. So, I forget what I was talking about. Something evolutionarily. Oh, yeah, blue light. Because like when it's blue light, then you know that it's day. It's, you know. Oh, I've got rain. Now I could use my atmospheric water thing. Cobalt, iron, silicon, and mononium. Iron. I mean, on the one hand, I can be very mad at myself for putting iron in the wrong place. On the other hand, I did instantly, when I was looking for iron, I did instantly go to this locker, not to this one. So there's a reason for that. There's got to be a reason for that. So I'm gonna rename this one Gobloblt. And this one aren't. Now I'm gonna try to remember what. Oh yeah, Menonzium. Do not have Menonzium. Do not have Silicon. Do not have Cobalt. Gonna need to get some of that. Alright, and where is all that magnesium then? And silicon. What was it? Cobalt. Alright then. Floop. Floop. And need silicon. Where is my silicon? Give me my silicon. 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 Pebble pecan. Look at the silicon. If you look at the silicon, you will realize that there is silicon in my hands. Silicon. On a Wednesday. It's actually not a Wednesday, is it? Alright, but that big machine is really nice because it's going to start collecting rainwater for me. And also going to filter it before I stuff my face with it. The last part of the clean it for me, make it no longer be, you know, make it clean for me. That part is pretty important about it. That is not iron. As far as I'm aware, maybe it has a high level of iron. I'd have to ask a pumpkin that. Okay, I'm gonna need some more heat, I guess. I could see, no, but I need more uranium, because those rockets, if I want to launch one of those rockets, I need a rocket engine for it, which requires 2 uranium. I have, did not mean to emote, but that was funny. I have but 1 uranium. I have 2 uranium? I've been lying. I'm sorry, I'm gonna make an apology video now for how I've treated you. Oh, and I've also got an extra oxygen bottle, which is pretty epic. Yeah, I'm gonna see what I need for a... Ooh, I mean, I can get more iridium because I know where to get it. I know where to get it. I know where to find it. I'm gonna need more inventory space. Cause I stuffed it all with water bottles like a dumb little. Alright. Still a generated point, which is probably a good thing, because I would not have thought about the gravity of not having water in my inventory right now, and it would have picked it all up, and then I would have been sealed for days in this dark, cryptic tomb, where the senses are disillusioned just as much as the scent is. Actually, that doesn't make any sense, because the sense is a scent. The scent is a sense. I think about things I say sometimes, every now and again. I have thought before. I have once formed a sort of thought. I have formed a song. I'm really not doing well on heat. But I'm too lazy to really do anything systematic about it. Cause that's how I am. I'm an annoying little one. Do I have a mining? No, I don't. I do not have a mining. If you know what I mean. I'm gonna get some aluminum from the place over there where they have aluminum. I suddenly got aluminum inspiration. Very epic. Now my screen is turning like actually red. I mean, it was actually turning red before, but not like it wasn't. It wasn't turning red with the intention of turning red. It was turning it red with the intention of displaying to me that I was in mortal danger of being crushed by meteors, which is a slightly different sort of situation. I'm not actually here for that. I'm going to unadopt you. Which is probably much worse than adopting. I feel like that would be very, very hurtful to a kid if you unadopt them. And again, I've never been unadopted personally, so I can't really tell you it factually. I can only hypothesize. Because technically, I mean, I feel like it would hurt if my spleen would suddenly explode. But I've never really had it happen, so I'm not sure I can really conclude that. You know, maybe maybe in the future I shouldn't explode my spleen, should I? I have a flash-legged, I have a torch Brelia. Is that the same one as before? Alanonium! Alanongus! Anglo-Saxons. Help! The Anglo-Saxons are coming. They are approaching fast. And they're riding horses. Seahorses. 'Cause England isn't on an island. That was not my best joke ever. Was it a joke? Is that technically qualifiable as a joke? I'm not sure. Anyway. Hey, look at that, it's a moon. I really wonder what the moon's update is going to be. It would be cool if you could, like, if you could launch off to a moon to explore the moon. But I don't think it's going to be that. So I'll have to discover what it is, I suppose. I mean, that would explain kind of the performance impact that I was having before. And I mean, I suppose I'm still having. I had to change my graphics for it. Because it was being a sneaky little stinker. That's how. Playing video games for all my life. And I still do not have the dexterity to handle a mouse correctly. They squeak. That's not true. I don't think mice know any program languages. I feel like they're relatively unreceptive to the experience of programming. But I've never tested it, so once more, I'm not sure I can really say that, like, for very sure. I've made myself more water. Why have I done that? Why have I created more water once more when I was already having sincere problems with having too much water? That water is not the thing I need. As the song goes, I need a... Is it dollars? I don't know how the song actually goes, now that I think about it. You would expect that somebody who's trying to make a joke would have thought about it before they try to make the joke, but that's not how I work. Alright. Where can I find any silicon? What else was the thing? Oh boy. I need more aluminum. Well, first, let's see, where is my silicon? And that's not silicon. And that's the ground. That's no. That is silicon. This is silicon. Very well known for its amount of being silicon. Few metals are actually as silicon is. In fact, far as I know, there's only one that has ever really achieved it. Cobalt. Fun fact, cobalt is one of the three, like, properly magnetizable metals. It's not all metals that become magnetic when exposed to a magneto. Something like iron can do, but something like aluminum is not. I also think the ads are about to start. I really have to figure out how to do that. How to, like, do managing things. I have to become a manager of things. Where did all the people go? They got scared when the lights ran low. I feel like there should be more resources in my... Oh, I didn't actually construct it. That would in fact make a significant amount of sense. This would be rather a significantly sensible conclusion to make from this sort of scenario, as it were. I'm gonna need to drop more water bottles on the floor. Right, for anyone that's been watching ads instead of me, how could you? And also, I did eventually realize that I had not yet deconstructed the veggie tube. For anyone that was rooting for me, thank you for your confidence in me. It means so much. Alright. Did it? No, it did not drop more things I need. Oh, I might have alumni. And I don't even have the space for more. Oh dear. How big would your backpack need to be to carry enough alumni to build something like a VeggieTube tier 3? How many people do you use for a VeggieTube? I suppose if we don't want to go very dark with this, I suppose you could just say one person who runs the whole thing, you know, who makes sure that everything stays running. See, very family friendly. I'm not saying anything very scary. Just stop crying, it's fine. It's going to be alright, innit, bro? That's right, I was going for Alan. I was going for Al. That's me. Ooh, no, I need silicon. I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to be exceptionally sleuthly, and I'm going to detect that this material that I have just passed is in fact the material that I have a certain need for the project that I am currently invested in. Oh no, wait, that's the wrong thing. I was kind of how I was not exceptionally sleuth-like. maybe exceptionally sleuth-like in the sense that that you would normally expect people to have the capability of reasoning correctly. So I'm exceptionally low at being sleuth-like, which I mean I'll take it. Technically, it means that I'm sleuth. I'm exceptionally sleuth-like in a certain way of sense of how that works. Also, is that? Oh, that's just the glare. The shine. Look at all that shine of the rock. They're wet now. They're wet rocks. Very similar, in fact, to dry rocks, but not quite the same. See, wet rocks are in fact covered by something that makes them wet rocks. If they would not be covered by anything like it, they'd be something like, perhaps, oh, I don't know, dry rocks. That was in fact supposed to be a trumpet, but that was not a good imitation of a trumpet. Ore extractor. Extracts ores from the ground, depending on where it's placed. I need this. I will probably also get an overload of the specific ores that I'm not using a lot of, but I also need it. I feel an intrinsic desire to obtain them. Technically, need does not need to mean a necessity. It can, but it doesn't need to. And in this case, it doesn't need to. I've been very vocal today. I don't know why. I'm fine with it. But I bet there's a lot of people that are regretting me. Dwelling iron, I have iron, I do. I have iron, but it's not for you. I have iron for myself. And I'm going to be really mean to you about it, 'cause I could miss some, but I'm not gonna give it to you, 'cause I'm just really mean. Ha 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 ha. I'm being mean to you. I don't know what my life is. You know that for anyone that's very confused about why I am how I am, you are going to be so excited to hear that I'm much worse when I'm alone and no one is hearing me. I stim so much more because I mean there's no one to tell me I should stop stimming at that moment. I'm able to do unlimited amounts of stimming. Unlimited stimulation. Oh boy! That's not supposed to be that empty already, is it? What have I ever... Are the veggie tubes really that... Huh. I only need again to upgrade solar panels. I need one magnesium and one aluminium. Do I have any I do not have any aluminium. As fate would have it. And I actually even have 3 seeds left. I have gone up in the amount of seeds that I have, despite the fact that I've been bringing 1 to 1. I have lost the inventory space. I'm not the most efficient of gamers. solar panels for which I need to... I should really just say I'm actually going to drop all of these water bottles on the ground and never pick them up again. Or maybe pick them up again when I actually have the inventory space. But I'm not good at that. I should do that. I should do that type of thing immediately. Just say like, you know what, bro. I do not tend to do that very often. I'm actually very unlikely to do that at all. Can you imagine how much more fun this stream video would be if I could sing? If I had the capabilities to vocalize in a satisfying manner? Would that not be big? I had a bit of saliva in my throat, which is not surprising because that's where it's supposed to be. Right. Alright, I'm going for a nightly stroll out here. I'm definitely not poaching for any aluminium, if you know what I mean. That would be so dastardly of me if I were to do that. I would never. I would never. You know, I'm just not like that. I'm not one of those types of people. I'm such a sweet, good little girl. I'm I don't know, sweet. I'm good.
No, I'm good. I had a burrito earlier in this today, and now I'm all full and I don't know what to do anymore. I might explode in a few seconds. I might have exploded. Oh no, my whole life exploded. Oh, 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 oh. That was not a good idea. I was almost running out of oxygen, which would not have been very good for my ability to breathe. Where is any aluminium?
I can't find it. I need to find it. Aluminium. Cobalt. Aluminium. Yes. Cobalt. No. I can only imagine how difficult it is to imagine how vocal I get when I am not being observed and reminding myself to not be weirdly vocal. Alright. Oh wait. Look at that, it's a hole in the rocks. There's more rocks. Oh my goodness, look at all those rocks. There's a lot of rocks. There's a lot of rocks. More rocks. I wonder how many rocks they have around here. It must be at least 2. I just realized that I'm, again, I'm almost out of oxygen, which is... I should really be more careful with, like, one of those important things that is helping me live. I should really be not accidentally exploding all the time. But it's just not that simple. It's not that simple to pimple. Uncomfortable position or something like that. I don't know. I sat in a weird way and now half of my body is exploding. something like that. I'm not even sure. Right, I don't have as much aluminium as I had hoped that I would have, but I can still turn, I think, 3, I think I could turn 3 solar panels into advanced versions, which will do for now. Alright. Huh. My eyes exploded. That's a lot of red. Especially when compared to green people. They don't have a lot of red, as far as I'm aware. But I don't mean to spread misinformation about green people, but it's just, you know, I just want to make clear that I'm not trying to be insensitive towards green people. So if I've made a statement that's untrue, then I'll be gladly hear all about it. Please, if you're green and you're offended, leave a comment telling me what I need to do better next time. Thank you. It means the world. Alright. Solar cell. Come on, give me that. Ooh, line up properly. Nice. Cool. Ooh, we're already a quarter into the liquid water. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. But I still need more aluminium. At a minimum, I still need more aluminium. Oxygen is... Oh, well, yeah, that's right. Oxygen is doing better than anything else in it. Pretty sure it's doing alright, which is surprising because all of my drills are still... Oh, I've unlocked the next drill. And heat is lingering. Oh, I need aluminium for that too. But that's not one of them things who is good for me. And heat is really, you know, come on. I've not heated enough. I need more heat. I guess. Can 2 of those do? Yeah, the 2 of like 1 tier 2 heated does much more than 2. But I need aluminium for that as well. Oh lordy. Oh lordy. Do not destroy the water. I mean, at this point I might as well destroy the water because there's a lot more than I actually need. And still I'm going to say don't destroy the water. Can I deposit any of it in here where I'll find it back? No. No, that's not a good option. How much do I currently have in excess? How much energy? Oh, still not that much. I need more energy in excess to make sure that I can provide the needs of me. I mean my people, who is also is me. I is who is my people. And my people who is me. Thank you. Alright. I'm gonna see if there's really no aluminium that I've missed. Maybe that gold box, because I found a gold crate that might contain aluminium. So I'll see if that might contain anything else. I am, well, also I don't know where to look for more aluminium. I may need to call upon the aluminium searchers. That's right, the legendary aluminium searchers. They're actually really good at searching for aluminium. That's where they got the name Aluminium Searchers. They're really good with alloys of aluminium, such as ruby. Fun fact, ruby has aluminium in it. That's not a super fun fact, but it's like it's not one of those types of things that you wouldn't know. Also that was an effigy, right? It definitely looked like something different. I mean, something you could have an effigy of, I suppose. But it did not look like a thing that would allow you to travel into space. At least, not directly. Alright. Let's see what I can do with my newly obtained riches. We're rich. There's no job there. We're rich. We're rich. Right. What was I doing again? Because I got the gold plant. I remember. Did I even get any aluminium? Oh, I did get other stuff that might be useful. Cool. I need aluminium for the rockets, don't I? Oh boy, that's going to be quite a confusing sort of situation. Oh boy, I might need to strip some important things of their important things. Oh boy. And now I also need to eat beans. What the hey. Alright. Oh no, actually that's not the right location for this iridium to travel toward. This is the correct location for this iridium to use. Unarium. Uranium? Or should this also be uranium? Asking for a friend. Alright. Okay, for a rocket engine, I can upgrade my oxygen tank. Upgrade my oxygen tank. I think it might be a good idea to check for a second if I want to launch a rocket into space. What sort of materials might I need for that? It's going to contain any. Oh boy, it's 2 more super alloy. Really? You're being so expensive, rockets. Please, stop that. Because I don't get a lot of super alloy at the moment. I need a better way to get that before I can actually start getting a lot of rockets into the orbit of the planet. I was gonna say, I wonder if my osmium's finished cooking yet, but I expected something like that. Actually, fun fact, these drills can also produce a bit of heat, but it's negligible compared to the tier 2 heater. In fact, it's less than a tier 1 heater. The tier 2 heater is really the place to be at. Tier 2 is what's going to do it. For now, at least. Tier 3 heater is also going to be very nice, but I mean, actually, with the current amount of iridium that I have, that would actually be more beneficial because I would need to use less aluminium, but like energy to heat stuff that I'm using. That's actually kind of nice. And I have I need aluminium still. Because after all, it is a crafting recipe of literally anything in this game. As soon as I've got one aluminium from somewhere or other, I am going to build a large heater. I was trying to think of an adaptation of the joke about that, like, why do big cats always win during games? Because they're cheaters. I was trying to think of an adaptation of that works with a heater, but I don't know, do heaters play a lot of card games? Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Wait, isn't there also aluminium in that cave?
Ooh, let me take a look at that. Let me see if I can find that for you then.
Alright, I think I have a room. I have hotel rooms strewn across the world. Oh. Is this where I saw before that I had these? Well, either way, I can always... Or I need silicon, I need titanium for this. I think that gives you one silicon, but then again that clogs your inventory as well. Okay, that's titanium. Where is this? Gotta be some silicon. I just heard the buzzing of my computer. I started hearing it. And it's a bit annoying.
I don't like that very much.
When it's being annoying. Alright, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Oh.
Where is all this aluminium that I promised myself?
Where is it? Show me it now. Or I will say a rude word to you. Aluminium! I've got it! Oh my lord, I've got it!
I've stolen the aluminium from the cave people. Excellent. That's not where I'm supposed to leave that place. Alright. I've actually got a really clever setup going here where my laptop screen actually blocks, because I have like a laptop in front of my computer and it blocks some very vital UI corners on my screen all of the time. So I'm gonna just move it down a bit more. Sorry if the mic exploded there. I accidentally tapped it against it. But yeah, now I can kind of see the corner that it blocks the left bottom corner of my right screen and the right bottom corner of my left screen. Which, if you know video games, then you know that those are usually pretty important corners for UI stuff. So I've been having difficulty seeing my oxygen this whole time, and I have to, especially because for some reason I'm slouching right now. I need to sit up straight, like a good lady. I need to use this lumbar pillow that is in my back, because this chair was made for people who are unable to do anything else than play video games 24/7. They have perfectly keened out how I need to sit in this chair to not get back problems, and for some reason I've decided to screw all of that and instead sit on it like a pretzel. Very efficient, very tasty. Those Germans sure knew what they were doing when they put salt on literally everything. Alright. I forget what I was doing. I was making too many funny jokes. Which is not a thing I could usually say. Which is probably also not a... What did I... Oh, I meant the heater. That's right. Alright. What is... Oh, I didn't have anything in that. Oh, you should have just said, love. Oh, if I didn't know, I would have. If I'd have realised, I would help you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. I don't mean to always be like that, dear. Oh, I'm so sorry. Biodome. I feel like there's something that I could make a mediocre reference to reading the word biodome. I don't know what. Ooh, almost got the ore extractor. And I can start digging ores from the ground. Extracts ores from the ground, depending on where it's placed.
Come on, give it to me right now. Give me that ore extractor.
That's taking a sec. Understandable, because it's under pressure. Okay. I wonder if I'll make a joke one day. I've been trying for so long, and I'm bound to do it eventually, even if just by accident. I say something like, Cheetah, I barely know her. And everybody be like, that's the, no, you were talking about the big cat. And I'll be like, Scheiße. Anyway, available to 29.6 kilowatts. I have to think of something intelligent to do now. The problem is that when there is the Venn diagram of intelligent things to do and things for me to do, that is a very, very slim margin that you can actually choose from. I mainly do maybe cognitively advanced stuff, but it's not usually very intelligent because it's not usually very interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure about the ads. I think it's still giving it's still doing things that I thought it wouldn't do now. So I'm confused. Oh boy. If only there were an adult who could help me with the things that I am too incapable of. Incapable? Yeah, incapable. Okay. Ore extractor. I actually missed the moment where it actually happened, which is sad. So, it is still going very slow. I don't think that cave is gonna be, because I think the ice melting, I think it starts to melt before it actually reaches the temperature that it says, kind of so that it doesn't suddenly jump and become much smaller at the moment that it is, that it needs to reveal the cave so you can actually enter, and so that also you don't look at the cave when you're supposed to be able to enter it and it's starting to lose a bit of ice. It's I think it starts to lose ice earlier, but then you still need to wait a second until it actually is accessible. Also, this seems like an interesting place. I should probably build a little place here so that I can stay here a bit longer without having to constantly do stuff to get back home for oxygen. Alright, then I just need one more titanium. And also I have to scratch a little itch in the back of my skull. I drew a skull today. It is... I'm not... I know that they say that anyone can learn to draw, but I don't know if they meant like anyone, or like some people, anyone. Iron, more iron. Where can I find more iron for my collection of irons? I will have the least wrinkly of clothes ever. Which is, like, I mean, like, on the one hand, if you would steal all the irons in the world, there would be some people that would be very upset. I feel like having a monopoly on something like that kind of is, you know, it's kind of mean, but also because it's not it's kind of an elastic good, so you don't, you know, when it gets much more expensive, people are like, oh, wait. Yeah, elastic good. I need to check back up on my economics. I think it's, if it's high price elasticity, then it means that, I'm gonna look that up real quick because I don't want to embarrass myself. Price elasticity of demand. No, don't automatically generate a response. Measurement of the change for demand at the yeah. That's okay. So if the elasticity of demand is high, then that means that when the price changes, the demand for something that has that price changes more. If the elasticity is low, that means that that people will still demand it. So for example, food is something that you need, so you can't just say like, oh, it's expensive, I'll not get it. People will still want to buy food. They're not like very expensive prices, but they will, you know, they can't just say, I'll stop buying food, so a lot of people still keep buying food. That's not a thing for some kind of a capitalist to go like, oh, you know what, I'll make all the food really expensive then. If you do that, you're a horrible human being. That was not to get political, but not to be controversial or anything, but making people starve is not a nice thing to do. I'm sorry, that that did get kind of political. Science is, unfortunately, a lot of things count as political rather than as scientific. But, you know, philosophy has a bunch of different branches. One of them is called philosophy of political philosophy. Kind of like, I imagine, as an attempt to say like, you know what, we don't want this whole thing to become political, so we're just gonna like say, we're just gonna show you one thing that we want to be about politics, and the rest is not gonna be about politics. All right, understood? And the politicians were like, yeah, but also we want the rest too. And you're like, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I don't like the fact that science is very often needs to be politicized. I do understand the need for it, I guess, but science would be so much easier if, one, you didn't need sources, right? Whether that be Ketchup or cited sources, if you wouldn't need sources, and also if you wouldn't need if everything wouldn't have a political opinion behind it, That would be a nice world. Isn't it? A world that's a bit easier. I feel like a lot of people could use a world that's a bit easier. Also, my laptop is once again only showing the same screen. I like to look at it every now and again, make sure that it is in fact displaying different screens from time to time, because that's how normally a video is supposed to work. And when it's not working like that, that means that I am going to need to do something about how it's trying to make a video. Because I'm the one who is, like, in control of the technology. I'm like some kind of a supervillain, probably. But I wouldn't, I would never admit that. Sneepia. What is Sneepia? Yeah. Alright. I want to see what these plants look like. Brilliant Sneepia. I like the name Sneepia. It's like a snap. What's this? My brain is crashing. Alright. Okay. So all of the milestones are still a while away. Oh boy. Heat is doing alright currently, which is surprising, of course, because it's heat. I've not been very nice to heat. I need to do more for heat. Right. Right. Cool. I don't have a biolab yet. That's one of the things that's been there for ages. In my abilities to craft things. Not quite that long, I guess. But that's been there for a while. Right? Has it? Wait, what? Where did the biolab come from if it's not anywhere here? Why do I know how to make a biolab? Why am I capable of biolabage if there is no... Did I get it from a chip? You don't get that from a chip, right? Do you? How have I... And I also don't have... Oh! Because I'm growing the... Of course, because I'm growing the grass. I don't know. I didn't think about that. That's cool, though. If that's from around about the start of me growing grass, so that must have been there for a while, just waiting to be noticed. Like, hey, I'm here. Please save me from this infinite pit of non-existence. For some reason, my brain was going to say from this infinite pit where Russell Howard is going to result every statement that you say, including me, in a no, which is very interesting. That's multiple things together, some of which are marginalization, some of which are just pure confusion. Also, Howard's the blonde one, right? The sporty blonde guy. I'm thinking of what's his name, Russell? Oh boy. I sure hope I'm not gonna have to think in school tomorrow. So that would be a problem, evidently. I feel like there would be... I feel like there would be difficulties paired with that. A wide variety and magnitude of them. Alright, I'm gonna... I have choices. I could place a ladder on this side and then call it a day. Maybe I should do that for now. But then it's hard to say, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna change that later on. Maybe I forget a staircase, because I think I'm unlocking the interior staircases sometime soon, which is kind of exciting, because I don't think I've played with those before. Okay, that's not soon, actually. That is 40 times as much as I currently have. Then again, it's not going to be 40 times the amount of time that I have spent so far. It's going to be less than that because my production is higher than ever before at this moment. Or at least at least as high as at any point before. And, you know, like, since the last action I have taken to make more things be more. Anyway, I think I might actually go harvest some iridium and potentially some aluminium within short time. There's a lot of food there. I mean, I guess that's good. It's not like water, which for some reason I refuse to put inside any sort of chest or anything. I'm sure eventually I'll drink. I'm sure when I am a dried out little bean, I will realize that I still have water inside of my backpack, which I may then drink to unshrivel myself. At least I hope, because else it would be very, very stupid if I would refuse to put the water away at any sort of point in time, and then when I can actually use it, I don't drink it because I forget about it or something. That would be very unintelligent of me. Which actually, that sounds like just a precursor. That just sounds like a sort of Greek irony that serves to tell the audience that I am indeed going to be in such a situation and not drink the water because I am, I don't want to say delusional, just not 100% practically minded in certain situations. You know, Alanindrium. Ooh, got some good Alanindrium today. Eat the iridium. Eat us a little snack. Do you want a little snack? I can give you some iridium. Nom nom nom. Oh my, this is such a tasty iridium. Thank you for this iridium. Iridium. Aluminium. Herbidipdium. I cannot reach that herbidipdium. Alright then, aluminium it is. Cool. Cool, very, very, very cool that one is. Alright. Then I'm going to leave this cave. Alright. Alright, yeah. So, I'm gonna get some oxygen real quick because I don't think it's a very wise decision to pass out. Blah, 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 blah. You know, it's really mean because when you pass out in this game, you reappear in your base with about half your stuff, if you haven't meddled with the settings at least. It's really mean that the people who both drag you back to your base to make sure that you do not unalive, and also steal half of your stuff, never show themselves. Like, at least we could trade or something like that. It's hardly like I can attack you in any way, I don't think. I don't think I have any offensive stuff. Unless it would somehow... I feel like with heat and pressure generation, there might actually be some gruesome ways that technically you would be able to make someone rather unhappy, but also I'm such a sweet boy. I'd never do anything like that. I'd never do anything mean like that. I'm too good for that. I'm too cute to be a murderer. That's not true, actually. I will have you believe that for the rest of your life. Which will be about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes longer than it usually would be. Got him. I'm gonna drink more water. Being real healthy today. I feel like this game does not do huge on viewer numbers, at least on Twitch. Maybe it would on YouTube, but on Twitch I feel like it doesn't do that well, which, I don't know, maybe. Actually, I saw the numbers earlier and I forgot to actually check. I forgot to actually check what the numbers were. I forgot to process that brainly. It feels like there were a decent amount of viewers. I don't know, maybe it's just a really big game in general, and there's the sort of already emerged people that everyone watches because, you know, they're the people who really know how to play the game and everything, or the people who are just big in the video gaming scene. They have a lot of games. They play a lot of games. They probably know a lot about video games. Something like that. Alright. Okay. That's actually something that I realized really early on in streaming, is that it's never good to talk about how few people there are. Unless it's like unusually few. But it really quickly sounds like whining, and it really does also bring you down. If you're, you know, if you're trying to interact with the world, you realize that none of the world is actually out there. You're kind of just sitting there and like, yeah, I'm playing a video game today. It's, the moment that you realize that no one's actually there it's not a moment you want to accentuate generally. Which is why I don't generally talk about it. But it is difficult because I think most people have that, where you're like, it's not about how it's not about I want everyone to watch me because I want to be famous and I want to be rich. It's at a certain point you do feel like it's a judgment of how likable you are and of your abilities. At a certain point you just feel like you're like, if you're not getting good numbers, that must mean that you're not doing it well, which is difficult. It's a thing I don't usually like to talk about very much. I don't know why I have now started talking about it. That I'm breaking my own. I've broken several of my own rules today. That, I mean, they're not super strict rules. They're just rules that I generally hold to because there's not much to deter me from holding to them. But it gets lonely sometimes. Lie down for a moment. Hi. Hey, Dutch. I was not expecting for anyone to show up at any point during this stream. Lie down for a moment. I don't know if there's. I feel like there's I feel like you're about to joke with me. You are about to create a jape. but I'm not certain what to say to make this jape succeed. But I can always make a bed. Look at that. Oh, that's the other way that I thought it was. Yeah, this game doesn't have any enemies. Other than myself. Oh, that's not actually... You can't actually lie down in that. That is unfortunate. This game isn't very hostile. At least when it comes to enemies. But when I'm playing a game, I always have one enemy, which is myself more than anyone else. Yeah. I've been talking a lot today about very few things. I've been saying very little with a lot of words. And still, in a way, if you know where to look, I've probably said a lot of things. But I feel like meology is probably pretty confusing. I feel like all of the people all around the world who are constantly enamored with what is going on with me, which will probably be an exceptionally low amount of people, perhaps fewer than 0. All those people are just... They must be geniuses. I just said that no one was genius. Today's climate, sometimes that does feel accurate. Alright. What's going on? RimWorld. I've heard of RimWorld before, but like, only in passing by. I don't know what it is. I'm getting some sort of an image of like sky, like flying islands. I don't know if that has anything to do with RimWorld. I don't know if I should launch rockets. Oh, actually, I could get on, but with these keyboards, jetpacks are very annoying because my spacebar does not work well, and it hasn't for a while now. That's my own fault. That is exceptionally much my own fault. I can go back to the airship up there. The spaceship. Oh boy. Alright. And so the trek began. You know what's really difficult about making noises? It's that you know that your skull and your own brain are changing your perception of what's actually happening. So it feels... You never really know if what people are hearing. You pretty much have to keep your colonists alive in a very dangerous world where man-eating squirrels are a thing, or exploding deer. Like, it randomly chooses one of those, or both of those are an actual existing threat. Because that sounds partially terrifying, partially amazing. It does sound like a type of game that I would love to play at some point. But I don't know. Then again, if it's about resources, Cannibals and Endless Winters. Interesting. Odd. How queer. I was talking about myself. Is there anything interesting in here? I mean, I guess kind of like normally interesting. Oh no, where did I come from? Oh boy. Oh no, I'm not good in the stress. Oh, breathe, 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 breathe. I'm going to take a deep breathe. Oh boy. Somehow it feels like this game is one of the few games that would actually become easier if you that becomes easier if you actually hold your breath while your character is holding their breath, because you always know when to go back. Can't keep your colony alive for more than that. I feel like that would be me. I feel like it would be a struggle I feel like I would be struggling for 3 weeks to keep my colony alive for 20 minutes. Kind of like, if it's at all comparable in like difficulty and sort of gameplay to Don't Starve Together, then because Ocean and I actually played that for a while, and Ocean was by far the strong, like the one who could actually do stuff, and I don't know, I felt like it went all right, but all right. Okay, it's saying ads are about to start again, so I don't know. It says ads are about to start, but it never says like the ads have now started or something. Like, I don't know how long it's gonna. Is it like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or is it like a minute? I don't know. And then I don't know when the ads have stopped again. Oh, Gang Beast. Gang Beast is cool. I've never played that, but it seems like a fun game. What did I think I watched somebody play that. That was really, might have actually been Dutch YouTubers, which it's been a while since I've soared around the realms of Dutch YouTube. But it exists. It's very, very real, and it's very, very, very scareful. I have the actualness of words. The most of words. Yeah, it exists, alright. Yeah, Gambi seems like fun. Isn't that also like an animal and something, another thing that feels a bit similar? I don't know. I never want to call games rip-offs of each other. I don't know if they are that similar, because it feels when something is a rip-off of something else, or when it's just a new game in a new springing genre, it's usually a pretty tight line to walk. Anyway, I got off track. Okay, does that mean that ads are over now? I don't. Oh, I might need to talk about that with someone intelligent who actually has the ability to do things. How ads work, because I'm not sure that I am capable of discovering that by myself. Alright, where is... I know where it is. I don't know where it is. I have the type of standard questions that my brain asks just to be able to say something. Where is one of them. Why did I even build this locker storage if I have so far always continuously had to bring everything all the way to my place because I didn't want to leave it here? Because, I mean, you know that the moment that you decide to leave all of that stuff in the place where you, like, is somewhere not near your actual base, you're going to need it, and then you're not going to have it because you never think of it again. But also, more spacesuits. I think those are all ones that I've seen before. But also, like, it's difficult because it's difficult because I'm bad at the game. Just get some. I'll get some debris and then, or some iron, debris and everything, and then head back to my base. No, that was not the right turn. Oh, I would have been just fine if I would have gone straight there. Then again, I didn't know if that ads have happened now. Wait, oh, maybe ads happen when. Maybe ads start to happen when my.
Salamino Pinguino.
Ah! I didn't even know what that sound bit is. Salamino Pinguino. Salamino Pinguino, I suppose. Pinguino. I suppose it's a penguin. Salam. I'm trying to. Why am I trying to think what Salamino Pinguino means? I'm sorry. I'm too analytical sometimes. I'm just too smart for my own good, said no one ever about me. I mean, I just did, but you can ignore that one. Because that was like that was not a literal one. It might be salami penguin, yeah. Either it's that or it's something that I don't need to. Oh, well. No, if it's salami penguin, I'd need to know. I'm already offended if it's salami penguin that nobody notified me of that news. But it might be. I've not looked at most of the pictures because I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I am not very practically ocean set up all that stuff, and then a while later she went away, and I forgot to ask her to do that. I could still ask her, but then again, it's me, so that's never gonna happen. I could ask her, but hypothetically speaking, that is. I don't even know where to find the picture, but if it looks like a penguin of salami, then I guess I will believe I will take your word on that. I do not believe that you have malicious intent. And also, I'm not sure what the malicious workings of somebody believing that Salamino Pinguino means salami penguin. I don't know how malicious that would really be. I'm thinking maybe getting super alloy for those 2 upgrades, because that is pretty sweet. I can do. Oh, I've got. Oh yeah, no, that. I think I already calculated that. Cobbled. What's funny? Cobbled or cobbled? I think cobbled. I think cobbled is funnier than cobbled. I mean, it's funnier if you say cobbled than if you say cobbled. Cobbled. I don't know why. But for some reason, it does sound funny. Ooh. What was I doing again? I was gonna make. Oh yeah, I was gonna make super alloy for some purpose. Probably something heinous, something vile, evil. Have you ever noticed that vile and evil are anagrams of each other? I don't know why they would need to be, because they kind of mean something pretty similar in most cases. they can be used relatively interchangeably. Whenever you can use, if you say vile and then you say evil, people kind of understand where you're coming from, and probably the opposite as well. I think in any case where you could use evil, you could probably also use vile, and whenever you say vile, oh wait, maybe not 100%, something like that anyway. I forget exactly what my point was that I was trying to make, but sometimes they're interchangeable. Now, titanium or cobalt. I think it's nicer to get the bigger tank first. Alright. We're gonna snatch that cobalt. I beamed it up into my inventory. Wow.
Now that's what I call very epic.
Alright, I can breathe longer now. Key. Curl. Okay.
It's cold. A big open arms. It has to do.
I have no clue what the corn is. I've never heard that before. I've never seen it before, but I like it. That's a good song. It's a jam. It's a jive. I have no clue what that's from. Is that something Ocean added, or is it just is that omnipresent or something? Is that a thing that the gods have mandated, the presence, and it's just Twitch? Alright.
Alright.
It's always good when a platform like Twitch helps purvey the information of viewers, such as that they are in desire of corn, in need of maize. Very appropriate. Yeah, I think because Ocean did add like things. The blurbs, at least there used to be ones. Are there still ones that Ocean added? Hi there, first time bot. I'm going to ban you. That's the right one, right? Yeah. I think that should mean cool. If you have anything to do with any of those types of bots, of course, remember, like, if you have anything to do with making them exist, then please remember that we hate you very, very much, and that we have absolutely no respect for your involvement in those bots. Please don't sleep well tonight. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, it's not really popularity that makes you get bots. If somebody waves a piece of paper in your face that says, do you want more viewers? It's not because they think you have a lot of viewers already. It's because they think you want a lot of viewers. And, well, let's just say Markiplier or Chilled Chaos does not. They don't need to buy people, or they don't need to buy views. They have different ways of obtaining those, such as, for example, yanking them from the underworld, but also, you know, being actually popular. So it's not necessarily a compliment. I wish that people complimented me on my on the millions of viewers that I had. But alas, I am but a wee child.
Nice car.
Thanks, I do appreciate that. That's actually one of the various different things that I have in my list of voice exercises that I do before every stream. Actually, I have like 10 different songs that I play and 20 vocal exercises that I do before every time that I go live. Because at some point I thought that it would matter enough. That's why I made the list, and now I just do it always because it's tradition. It's tradition. One of those is nice cock. I've not streamed in a while, and you can hear it in a lot of the stuff, especially the music. So that, because if you know all of the stuff that I do for voice stuff, then you can also hear that it's different than when I practice it regularly. But if it's with the music, you can hear that it's not as skilled as I would like it to be. But of course there's other songs that I do still play because I'm, other songs that I have composed or singer-songwritten or stuff like that I play with my band. What do I need again? I think I need titanium, right? I hope I need titanium, because yeah. I was not present of mind enough to have noticed that there was titanium right there in front of my beatsies, in front of my foot bars. What was I saying again? Anyway, I must be a baker, because I need, or it must be, it's not skeleton. Skeleton is the, what's the name of the thing that I'm thinking of, like not rollerblading. That's rollerblading, but it's like advanced and also extra scary and dangerous rollerblading. We have like rollerblades, and you also have wheels on your elbows and on your shoulders and on your back and on your front and on your head, maybe even. I forget what it's called. It might be something like death something or skull something. It looks really, really cool. But as a person with bad feet, I unfortunately do not have the ability to... I do not have the ability to participate in several types of sport that would be very, very cool. I used to rollerblade from time to... When I was young, I would rollerblade a lot. And then at some point, it just... I guess at some point I kind of fell off and I didn't do it much. And then I did it again for a while, and then suddenly it started hurting, and then it was like, oh yeah, your feet are not good. So I guess they just didn't grow in the right way for how feet should grow, which is... I've said this before, and I'll say it again. One of the biggest middle fingers that life can give you, maybe not like really, but just one of the most passive aggressive things that life can do to you is make something that you don't have a clue what you're doing wrong suddenly go wrong, and it's just like, oh yeah, now your feet have grown in a wrong way and you're going to have pain when you walk. That feels like a personal attack. I accidentally emoted again. I rage emoted. Whenever I get angry, wait. Wait, you can't even just emote. You have to press escape and then emote. You can't do it from a menu. So apparently I rage escape and then emoted. Uh-oh. Are you gonna like show me the sound, or are you gonna keep that for when I next play Phasmophobia? Because I'm scared. Oh yeah, that's it. That's that. You want to see me have cardiovascular problems, don't you? That's Oh boy. I'm gonna tell you, if you do that a lot during Phasmophobia, my arteries are going to be less flexible for sure. That is. It's gonna work. It is definitely gonna work. Ooh, almost a liquid water. I think that means that I'm gonna start seeing some little pools of water around the place. That's not one of the places. Nope. Of course not. It's uphill. I don't think there's gonna be any of them uphill. Cause, is that not one of them that's supposed to be a? I don't know, because that one is uphill. I don't know, but. Where is. Is there no. I mean, I guess it says it's almost at liquid water, so it's gonna start getting liquid water soon, I guess. Oh. Yeah, it would have worked very well if you would have kept that sound a surprise. Not gonna lie. But it's still gonna scare me because I am as scared as I am. I'm usually more of an anxiety type of person, but I'll do fear from time to time. Yeah, I'll do existential fear. Yeah. I'm versatile, you could say. Okay, and now boom. Well, I didn't unlock anything with that. I was gonna look at it like, wow, what have I unlocked? Oh, I did not unlock anything. Ooh, almost getting to lakes. All right. You know, normally I'd stop right now, but I am having fun and I don't need to get up early in the morning tomorrow. So I'm gonna just keep. I'm gonna just keep playing this game. Okay, I'm gonna need to find a way to use these flowers properly. I need to find a way to get aluminium properly, for which I may need to actually, like, get the heat to get through the ice, and I need steps. I'm gonna need a few steps. I'm going to need to do a few things before I can get to such a level. Alright. Yawn. I mean, I guess I could always... there's actually still more in the spaceship that I could get. I definitely have that problem with games like this and, like, you know, Subnautica, stuff like that, that I don't tend to see looting as much of a mechanic as things like automation and building things that make the game easier and nicer, because that's kind of like what I like to do in games, right? I like to use thought to make things work well. Not that I don't enjoy performing, like, as in, like, do like actually, like, the being a gamer at the gym. Not like I don't enjoy that part. I also enjoy. I really tend to look out for games where you can really use your brain, because there's unfortunately not as many of those as games where you can use more, more general gaming skill, which is why it's general gaming skill. Deconstruct theatre. Ooh, sulfur, that's the thing that I cannot currently delve yet, which is very, very nice to find in a random arbitrary chest. Normalcy, that's alright. Read message, I'm not actually doing the lore. Anyone who wants to could pause it right there. I'm not good at lore, which is, not good at discovering somebody else's lore. I'm very, very good at making my own lore. Not necessarily. I have no clue if it's any good in quality, but in high quantity. So, whenever I've already seen or heard the lore, I'm the type of person who will quickly accept things into my brain, but if I have seen things before, and I remember them, that's really a moment that I'm gonna have difficulty looking at them, listening to them again, because I do not have the concentration. And then the things that I don't remember, the things that I don't remember are either overshadowed by all of the things that I do remember, so I'm not even gonna pick that out if I actually try to, because I'll be distracted all the time, or it's gonna be just the thing that I will have remembered is sometimes just, it's not really that interesting to me, so I shouldn't think about this too much. Anyway, that was a long, complicated explanation for that. Huh. I guess the where is it? The Deconstructinator. Is that anywhere in here? Huh. I guess not. Living compartment. Because that's... Is living compartment just the ones that have the glass on them? Because I thought they were glass compartments or something like that. I thought they were more like... Name the literal thing. But maybe that is what... Maybe they are living compartments rather than that. I don't know. I'm not that clever. Okay. Time to find more things inside the abandoned spaceship. That doesn't sound like a bad idea at all. Right. I think one of my parents has gone to bed already, and they are the next room. So it's not a good idea to play keyboard while I'm walking up that mountain right now. That would be rather an unnice thing to do to another person who live in the same house. So I've turned off my keyboard. I do have it like connected through MIDI, but not through the actual audio. directly. I don't know how much sense that sentence makes to anyone who's just not music more often. Because I have an audio interface, I'm just really exceptionally lazy. I don't know, people always say it's not lazy, you just have difficulty with executive functions, and I'm like, yes, but I feel like I'm also probably lazy. And then sometimes also not, sometimes I'm excited, I don't know, it gets confusing. Don't fall to the floor. Crack my knees. Ow! Don't do that, that's not a good idea. Flowers, that's not... I'm not seeing any flowers at all now that I think about it. Food. I'm gonna place that food in the food crate as a little prank. Yeah, you've been pranked. I am getting more and more flowers, and I do not have the aluminium to do much with these flowers. So I'm gonna be running up that hill, look at that iceberg, maybe see if I can get past its place. Something like that. Oh, you were expecting a funny thing, a good joke? Yeah. People say that sometimes. And then my question is, so why are you watching this? I really have... my bones are telling me to sing that song now. But also, I still don't understand copyright stuff. So I don't think that I actually should. Right, let's plunder. Alright lads, let's plunder a bit. Alright. Is there still more through this way? Oh, there is. Alright, there is a bit. Yeah. So that's just to the right from the first big room. Cool. Cool. Frigid. Yeah. I really have the tendency to, like, whenever I build a room like that to catch my breath, I really very much have the tendency to just to make doors on every side possible, so that whenever I get out of it, I always have the most efficient way to get out of it. It is not very useful, but no, I think I'll probably go, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes more. I'll see if that kind of lines up with the lakes stuff. Oh, that's not moving very quickly, so I might actually stop before I get to the lakes. More flowers again. I'm getting many flowers. Okay, I could put. I still don't have any aluminium. I'm going to those ships to get aluminium, but they don't have any aluminium, which is a difficulty. Oh, I may need to make extra food grows. Do I have the stuff for that? Oh, of course, it needs aluminium. You little meanie. Right. So that last milestone was like 3.3 MTI, or was it 3 MTI? It would have been like 3.3. Right? I don't know. If I wanted to know, I should definitely have paid more attention. So... either way, I'm definitely gonna have to up my production of the terraforming stuff. Before that, I'm gonna need titanium, which is currently being a bit of a problem because I don't think I feel like I've used kind of most of the titanium that I could find, and I'm always confused about how natural generation works in this game. I tried to look it up once, back in the era where people we didn't realize yet that AI were actually, firstly, pretty damaging for the environment. Secondly, when like you knew that AI could give bad answers, but you didn't feel it yet. It was kind of like, oh, it sounds really smart, so it must be giving the right answers, and it's it's not always doing that exactly. So it's like, oh, yeah, this must be correct. And it was something like, if you, it was something like, the resources don't naturally how do I leave this place? They don't naturally happen. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. How I couldn't find it. Anyway, the resources don't naturally regrow, but they can come, like, you can get resources from the meteors, but then the meteors only, like, those items despawn after a few minutes, something like that was what it told me. So I have no clue if that's true. It might be that everything respawns and the meteors are just extras. It might be that the meteors, like, stuff doesn't naturally respawn, but the meteors help with that. But the meteors do despawn, or they don't despawn, something like that. I'm not sure, honestly. So I don't want to get too mixed up in the general AI debate anyway. I'll just not use them much. And now, some people are always exceptionally eager to call you stupid for not doing the same things that they do. That's kind of with, like, multidisciplinarity. I've really been learning about a more structural way of thinking about this types of things that just, like, programmers work differently than not programmers. Just people in different places, different professional areas work in different ways. I've really, like, I've kind of been getting some more formal tools for thinking about that, and it's really kind of it kind of allows me to give a more solid framework to some things like this, but it's still difficult to explain. But kind of, if a historian is convinced they know everything, that looks different from if a programmer does. You know, thinks that they know everything, or a physics physicist, or a psychologist. Those types of things look different. And for an IT person, if they think they know everything best, then that generally, the way that shows is they will make fun of things that you do because you do it differently from them, and they'll be like, oh my, Josh, you're still doing it that way. And I'm like, yeah, it's I have no problems doing it this way. I'm not, it's not being a problem. But oh, you haven't started using this yet, and I'm like, no, I haven't, because I don't feel like it's necessary. I'm not having problems that warrant the need to start doing things different from how I've been doing them. The thing is, IT people, a lot of more intensely IT people, like people who really just, they're really IT people. A lot of them will spend a lot of time making sure that all their IT stuff works. So they forget sometimes that not everyone does that. So if you have things set up differently from them, even if they're right, it's pretty rude how they say it sometimes. Not everyone, of course, but some people could be, kind of rude about it. And you have to realize they're not trying to be rude. They might be being rude, but they're not trying to be rude. They don't realize that not everyone is spending as much time on their whole IT situation as they are. But that's kind of how arrogance looks in IT people, I guess. So, I forget how I got onto that subject. It's a funny sort of thing to talk about, though, like how different disciplines and stuff, how they differ from each other and how they treat the same thing differently. Because they are studying the same world, just in a completely different way. But I don't think many people find that very interesting. I feel like to most people that's not, not the type of thing they want to hear about when they are trying to watch a fun video. So I'll stop talking about that for now, until I have sussed you into, lulled you into a false sense of security. A false sense of, oh no, there's no science here. Only fun facts. And then I'll reveal that secretly all those fun facts are backed by science. I have no... I should never do an evil laugh. Alright. I guess it's kind of a good moment now. Not an exceptionally good moment. Like, it's not specifically like this moment. But I feel like it's a kind of a good moment to stop right now, because I'm kind of like on top of everything to a certain extent. I'm not making super hard progress right now, but I'm at a stable place where I have food, I have drink that's automatically being created. I have far too many plants. I have at least like enough energy. I could probably add a few machines without running out of this amount of energy. I suppose looking at this, any machine that I've built already, if I will build another one of that, that's the one specifically. Any one machine that I've already built, I will build another one of that. I would be fine because this is from 12 together. So I guess that's kind of a nice place to be right now. And then I will try not make it as long between episodes as it has been since last episode. I don't know how long it's been for like video watchers, VOD watchers, but because that for me saying that right now, that is probably about a year in the future, knowing how I upload stuff. So, but yeah, I don't want to have this much time between it. I don't like that, because this is the thing that I want to do for my relaxation. And sometimes school just doesn't give you the right amount of time, which is stupid. I want enough time to do fun things. School is like, Anyway, I'll try to be there again soon. But until then, I will say, please, for the people on YouTube, please check out the Twitch. For the people on Twitch, please check out the YouTube. Also, make sure to thoroughly inspect and tickle all of the funniest of buttons. If you make a tier list of the ones who, like how funny they are, like the top 2 or 3 of those, maybe. You should probably give those a visit. Lick them. I don't know if you need to lick them. You maybe just pressing them is enough. I guess I can't stop you from licking them, but I don't know why you would need to lick them. I don't know why you even brought that up. You must be really weird for that. Anyway, if you have licked all of those funniest of buttons, then I will beg to you, please watch again next time. But until then, I guess see you later. I always forget what sort of an outro thing I usually do. I guess saying that I don't remember what I usually say is also part of the outro now, which is beautiful. I think that's been like that for years, which is amazing. But I hope to see you next time, and bye bye.